Behind all the innovation, the Line City project is the most expensive publicity stunt in history, which is meant to distract the world from a harsh truth. While the dominant narrative is that Neom is being built on untouched land, the area is actually part of the Red Sea coastline, which has long been one of Saudi Arabia's most neglected territories. There are indeed several towns that existed that are home to 20,000 people, who are part of a nomadic tribe known as the Huwaitat. There is no place for them in the plans for Neom, and in April 2020, the Saudi government planned to take over the land of the Huwaitat tribe people, who have been farming in this province for several generations. One of the members refused to hand over his ancestral land, was eventually killed by the police, and soon after his death sparked a wave of criticism from human rights defenders. Saudi Arabia's desert climate is characterized by one factor, in particular extreme heat. To counter that, the mirrors on the outside of the skyscrapers were reflected away from the buildings inside the line. This could create all sorts of consequences, given how enormous they would need to be. Areas where the sun is reflected off, the mirrors would double in heat, and any objects in the vicinity would possibly melt. Also, environmental planning experts criticized the project, as they believe that the very size and length of the mirror line will disrupt the routes of migratory birds. Not just that, but several wild animals will be displaced, and the dynamics of groundwater flow will be affected. Considering the line's enormous size, it would be impossible to build a 500-meter-tall building out of low-carbon materials, and constructing the line would require a phenomenal quantity of steel, glass, and concrete. Despite the line being free of greenhouse gas emissions and operating 100% renewable resources, its construction would produce more than 1.8 billion tons of carbon dioxide, which is equivalent to more than 4 years of the UK's total emissions. This would counteract much of the proposed green initiatives. In order to build the line and see its completion, Saudi Arabia will have to overcome both internal and external challenges around financial and technical feasibility. The biggest economic challenge is that Saudi Arabia has not been able to achieve much success in attracting financial resources and investments from foreign governments and companies. The reason being many Western countries and companies boycotting the kingdom and its prince over records of human rights violations, while the initial plan was to complete Neom by 2030, with an allotted $500 billion, some reports claimed the city may not be completed until 2050, which will likely increase costs significantly. It is predicted that the entire project, including the line, will cost the kingdom $1 trillion. The project is financed by the Public Investment Fund, the Kingdom's sovereign wealth private investment fund. Except for discussions with some foreign companies, including Russian ones, Riyadh has not had success in other financial partnerships for the line. The financial viability of the Public Investment Fund is highly dependent on the kingdom's oil exports, a market that has proven volatile in recent years. In a country where around 60% of its financial resources came from oil, the financing of this megaproject is likely to face ups and downs. The project also requires overcoming the challenges of technology that Saudi Arabia cannot overcome alone, adhering to advanced technologies in urban design that will attract the attention of future residents of this city and investors are vital. Otherwise, the Lion would join a long list of unfinished cities across the Gulf. King Abdullah Economic City on Metropolis and Port, with an investment of $10 billion in houses, fewer than 10,000 people after 10 years. Despite a projected population of 2 million, there is also the now abandoned waterfront project in Dubai, the Blue City in Oman. And possibly the most infamous Dubai is the World Islands, which is now sinking back into the sea. So the question remains, does Neom offer anything that would shield it from the same fate? This future city is still in an early stage of development, so it seems too early to see if the 100 miles long metropolis will become a reality. It is a bold initiative that sets a high bar for imagining what the future of cities should look like, and only time will tell. If this is entirely possible, comment your thoughts on this mega project below. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.